What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Chief Kalanago Flying Eagle. Here we are with another video. All right, let me make sure I'm good on Facebook. Give me 1 second, please. Let me make sure I'm good on Facebook and YouTube in regards to audio. Hold on for 1 second. Let me check that. Where's my other phone at? I know I have it somewhere. Here we go. All right, give me 1 second. Here we are. Good evening. This is Chief. Give me 1 second, please. All right, so we good. First off, I want to acknowledge the great spirit, universal intelligence, the great I am, the source, what some of you may call God or what we often call God. I want to acknowledge my ancestors, giving them thanks, honor, letting them know that they are with me and I am with them, because literally I'm just them in the present, right? And they are me in the past. So we are the same, okay? So I'm here to pass on. They have passed on the baton to many of us, but for me, I've picked it up and I'm serving my purpose. I know that any weapons formed against me will not prosper and that I'm highly favored, okay? In today's video, I'm going to share, we are going to listen to a video that a Facebook friend, sent to me. One of our indigenous sisters sent me that video via an inbox. Now, not too often, I look at these videos, but that one caught my attention. And the reason why it caught my attention is because of the message that's being talked about, or the message that was shared in the video. All right. Now, videos such as these, or what I may call, in a sense, humanitarian, or what people may call charitable work, could be very, very, very dangerous, okay, to us original indigenous people. And a lot of people may see this as a good thing. But me, you see, because I know our story, I know how dangerous it is. Okay, now, the young lady who did the video, I'm not going to fault her too much, because she may not know. She may be ignorant, okay, to our story, okay, and who we are. All right. And she's doing it from the perspective or a narrative of what she knows. Now, I know you don't know what I'm talking about, but we're going to listen to the video. Okay. So, but the gentleman information that she's sharing, which is a pale man, a so-called white man, you know what I mean? Again, what they are doing may be coming strictly, all right, from a space of wanting to help. But sometimes when you're trying to help people, you're hurting them more because you don't know their story. Okay, you don't know the truth about their story, and you're going based on what you know. All right. So now, family, we are going to look at the video because you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I just wanted to set the premise of what we're going to hear and listen to. Okay. And then we're going to listen to the video in its entirety. Then I'm going to go back over the video and I'm going to break it down. Okay, so let me go ahead and share that video on YouTube. It's a YouTube video. It's a young lady named, I think her name is Ivie. If I'm not mistaken, I think she's actually a real African. And what I mean by that is, when I say real African, she's from the continent of Africa. Okay, or the landmass that's now called Africa. Okay, because not every so-called, and I'm saying so-called, black person or black people are Africans. Okay, you see that people have to get that in their head. You see, they have miseducated the people so much. Anytime you see people with so-called brown, well, so-called black skin, because our skin ain't black, so I'm gonna say it the way it is. Anytime you see people with brown skin, copper tone, or chocolate skin, okay, even to the point where the brown could look as if it's black, but it's not black. It's just a deep brown. Okay. Whenever you see people with brown skin, ranging from light skin to deep brown skin, people assume that they came from Africa. But that is the furthest thing from the truth. And people don't get that. And people think when you talk like that is because you're not proud to be African or you hate Africans. No, I have nothing against real Africans. Okay. These are people with their own identity. But at the same time, because I stand for who we are, it doesn't mean I hate them. No. We have our own identity, and we are American Aborigines. Okay, human life did not originate in Africa like we were taught. That is a theory that has been debunked on many, 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 many different occasions. You feel me? But our people are truly miseducated, and that is the problem. Our people are suffering from, I'm telling you, man, the education system just messed our people up. So I'm going to play the video, and then I will critique the video after we look at it in its entirety, and I will play it again. So let me go ahead and share that, just so y'all know I do not have the right, to any of the sound or the video. I'm strictly doing this for educational purposes, and I'm practicing fair use. Okay, fair use. I am not monetizing this video because it's not. In fact, I don't monetize my videos on YouTube because YouTube is bugging. All right, so I don't monetize my video, but I am going to share this video. It's about 6 minutes long, so it's not long. All right, I'm going to play it in its entirety. Then I'm going to go back and play it again, and then I'm going to go ahead and critique the video at this time. Okay, so this is the video that was sent to me in my inbox. And before I play the video, I want you to know that it infuriates me. And I'll tell you why. It infuriates me and it gets me mad because, people such as this young lady and this gentleman, okay, they think they're helping, but they're hurting us more than they're helping us. They're setting us back. And a lot of our people that don't know our true story, they may think these people are helping, but you just don't know how much they are hurting. Okay, this video was posted on November 12th. Now November 12th is just a few days ago. All right, it was posted on November 12th. However, this video already has over 28,000 views. Okay, over 28,000 views. So that and the people who are responding in the comments are predominantly so-called Black people. So just imagine the damage that's being done. And when you realize you're not seeing your way in this spirit, in this great spirit forsaken United States, you realize you're not seeing your way. You wonder why. It's because of the education. And it gets me really, really upset. Now, I'm not upset at the young lady because she may not know. Okay, her heart may be in the right place. This gentleman, his heart may be in the right place, but it's hurting my people. And I'll tell you why. So let me play the video. Okay, listen.
White families currently own slave documents, and they're just sitting. I'm legitimately surprised at how many white families currently own slave documents, and they're just sitting in their home right now. My post yesterday only got about 200,000 views, but the comments are full of white Americans saying they have documents sitting in their homes that are slave records. But what's even more concerning is how violently opposed most of these people are to getting rid of any of these documents. Like, they don't even understand why I would even suggest they get rid of them. But the comments on my post yesterday are also full of comments explaining why people of color want and need these documents, such as this comment. Seriously, go back to my post from yesterday, and the comments are full of people of color saying stuff like this. White people have plenty of documentation on how our family got here, but the documents to help people of color find their family are sitting in your attic. All right, so I'm going to show y'all something, but I need you to remember two things. One, I donated it to the Tennessee State Museum in 2019. And two, this has only been in my family since the 1980s. We are not the original owners of this. In the 1980s, my great-grandfather worked at a bookbinding company in Nashville, Tennessee. While working, he found a Wilson County record book from the 1830s. Because the record book was so old, he wanted to take the record book home, but his boss refused to let him. So instead, he cut a single page out of the book and framed it to preserve it. And this is the document. This is the bill of sale for an 8-year-old girl in Wilson County from 1837. And this still has the buyer's name on it, so somebody may be able to track down the family today. But here's what it says. December 3rd, 1836, $550 as full pay for a Negro girl aged about 8, and she is now the property of a Miss Mary Faulkner Deet. The Circuit Court of the County of Wilson warrant the Negro to be sound, healthy, and sensible, enslaved for life. It mentions $550 as sale in 1836, which in today's money is equivalent to about $15,000. And for $15,000, a child was owned for life. However, in this girl's specific case, she would have been 36 when the Civil War ended if she was still alive. All right, so yesterday I posted, which was effectively the receipt of an 8-year-old girl that was bought in the 1830s. Then I got about a dozen comments from people saying, oh, my family has documents like this too. 1, that is horrifying. 2, you need to immediately donate that to a museum. And 3, before you donate it, make a TikTok showing what it is and explain what it says. So somebody suggested that a lot of white Americans that have slave record documents that have been passed down through their family may be hesitant to release these documents to the public based on fears of how the public will view them in the modern day. So if anybody has documents like this and you want to release them anonymously, I want you to email them to me. You don't have to give me your name or anything. Just scan the document and send me the file. I'll put my email address in the comments. And then I'll make sure these documents become publicly available.
So I came by this video yesterday on TikTok, and I want to say, if you're white and your family have such records, please, please, and please, I'm going to link all his information down below so you can send them to him. If you do not want to make it public yourself, you can scan them like he says and just mail them to him so he can make them public. Making these records and documents public is very important, very sacrosanct to the African American people. If these documents are made public like they should be, then African Americans will be able to find trace to who they are and where they are from. Identity is very important. We all should be able to know who we are as a people. It's not fair that documents and records that will be able to help them find who they are as a people and as individuals is just sitting in your house. Please, if you have these documents, make them public. If you can't make them public on your own, please find it in your heart to do so. I'm personally going to be monitoring his page. I've followed him on TikTok already. I followed him on Instagram. So when there's information as far, if someone reaches out to him and then they share a document, I'm going to make sure I share it here as well on the channel. The philosopher Socrates says, man, know thyself. He didn't say that for no reason. He said that because it's important that we all know who we are. If it's within our power to help people know who they are, their true identities, where they are from, and their roots, let's not withhold this kind of information from them. Although there is threat of his accounts getting banned by TikTok because he does a lot of, good work like this, but we know how TikTok works. TikTok doesn't like when people are speaking about history, the history that we all need to know about and learn about. Those kind of content offends TikTok and they get angry and they ban your account and they delete your account, which is weird because TikTok is Chinese owned. I don't know why they're helping the white man do the white man's job. If you're a content creator as well here on YouTube or any other platform, I think we should also share this information so that those who don't know should know that these are documents that should be made public. So people that have such documents could be aware that, okay, there's something like this going on. If they do not want to share it on their own, then they can find a way to send it to someone who would be willing to share it. So let's get the word out there. So let's be hopeful, keeping our fingers crossed. People are going to be reaching out to him so he can share those documents, and or they are going to be making the documents public themselves. Thank you very much for watching. As we click off, let us not forget the information that was passed on this video, okay? I'll see you guys in the next one.
All right. Okay, so this is the video. Like I said, I'm only using this for educational purposes only, so I'm practicing fair use. I do not own the rights to this video or the sound. This is the lady's content, okay? This is Ivie's content. Now, you heard the video. I'm going to play this again. No, I'm going to critique the video. Now, let me come back here and tell you why I think this is dangerous, okay? I'm going to tell you exactly why I think this is dangerous and this is setting us back. Because for one, this gentleman may or may not know our story. Now, he's dealing with what he's doing from his story. Okay, that's the perspective that he's looking at that situation as, from his story. Now, she's looking at it from his story, which is history. His story is not our story. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say this is dangerous. And he may think that he's helping so-called African Americans because, like she said, she's doing it for African Americans. All right. And she said that the great Socrates or whoever it was says what? Man, know thyself. Okay. And if you have records to help somebody identify themselves, why? Because identity is important, then you let them know. Now, I know her heart may be in the right place, but Ivie, okay, my African sister, you don't know our story. So this is hurting my people because it's giving them, okay, the false narrative that they are Africans and they came here on slave ships. Now, we have to get a few things clear in this video that I'm doing. Because you were enslaved, it doesn't mean that you came here as a slave, okay? Our people became exiled in their own land, just like how Martin Luther King said. You could only be exiled in your own land, okay? That's what exile means. So when Martin Luther King finally woke up and he realized what he was doing, that he was leading his people into a burning building, he spoke the code. He gave it to you in code. Let me tell you something. Martin Luther King was a highly educated man, and he used that word exiled for a reason. Trust me. It was strategically placed in his speech. But a lot of times my people read and my people don't read with understanding. Okay? My people just go based on emotions because my people are a very emotional people and they allow their emotions to lead them into everything. That's why you are the one suffering the most. That's why you are the one being perished the most because you are too much in your emotions. They got you emotionally attached to being slaves. They got you emotionally attached to being black, which means dead. It means filthy. It means dirty. It means sordid. They got you emotionally attached to the narrative of coming here on slave ships, which is entirely false. You feel me? So, with that being said, this young lady and the young man, their hearts may be in the right place, but the action that they are doing is hurting my people. And that's why I'm responding to that video, because this is very detrimental. Okay, so I'm going to play this video again, and now I'm going to critique the video and pause it so we could go over it and bring up a few things, because I've taught all that information before, so there's no need for me to do a whole lecture on this. Okay, it's a 6-minute video, so I'm going to break it down again, and let's take a look at this video one more time. But this time I'm going to pause and critique everything that's going on in this video. Okay, let's do this again. All right, now before I do, I want to find something here for everybody to see, because you see, I just don't like to just post things and say things without giving y'all the proof, which I've taught you what a free white person is before, but we're going to look it up again. All right. This got to stop, man. And the only way it's going to stop is when my people wake up. But for some reason, my people refuse to wake up. Okay. That's why I keep telling y'all, man, I'm not going to stick around and get caught up, you know, in this mess with people who don't want to wake up, man. Because I just can't do it, man. I just can't do it. I can't do it. No. So I'm just going to continue to give the information. And when it's time to make moves, I'm going to make some moves, because I'm telling y'all, this is crazy. It's crazy. Let me pull this up real quick. All right. Give me 1 second, because I didn't really plan this. All right. So I'm going to pull up something which I've already shared with y'all, but I'm going to share it again. Okay. So give me 1 second, please. You know, my people wonder, you know, you keep wondering what, you know, why are we dealing with the things that we are dealing with in this corporation? And you don't realize why. Okay. You don't realize why. You don't realize why. I teach every single day to tell you why it's happening, but a lot of people don't get it. A lot of people don't get it. And it's sad, you know, and that's why I tell people we cannot save everybody. We can't save everybody. Okay. Because you can't save people who don't want to be saved. It is really that simple. All right. So I'm almost done. Give me 1 second, please. All right. So here we go. I have this pulled up. So we'll take a look at this. I just want to make sure I have it prepared. Okay. So we have that queued. we have that queued to be shown. So let me go back to the video. And once again, man, I'm this one right here. Like I said, my emotion may seem a little high right now. That is because, you know, it's the passion in me. But this one, it infuriates me a little bit because of the damage that's being done. And they think they're helping, but they're causing more damage. So let's go back to the video and let's break this down. Okay? Let's break it down.
I'm legitimately surprised at how many white families currently own slave documents and they're just sitting in their home right now.
Okay, let me stop here for 1 second. He's surprised that how many white people own slave documents and they're sitting in their attic right now. Well, let's break that down. Okay, first off, gentlemen, whatever your name is, you are not white. Okay, you are not white. White and black are both statuses. Your skin is not white. You are either pink, pale, or colorless. Now, since y'all call us colored, then I'm assuming you are non-colored. You see, you have to read. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. So let me ask you a question. If so-called white people call us colored, that means they are not colored. What does that make them? Colorless. And this is not about hate. Okay, it's about conductive reasoning. Okay, so if we are colored, what does that make you? Does it make you colorless? Now, if white and black were actually the color of people's skin, all right, then you would not be called colorless. So what you're telling me, white is colorless? You see, because guess what? White is colorless. Black is also colorless. People don't get that. White and black are literally the same thing. Because black is an essence that absorbs the light on the visible light spectrum. And white is an essence that reflects light from the visible light spectrum. So one reflects, one absorbs. That is all it means. White and black are not colors. So when so-called white people call us colored, what does that make you? What is your complexion? Why is this? We are the only ones with complexions because we are called colored and so-called white people are not called colored. What are you trying to tell me? But people don't think for themselves. So that's number one. You are not white. Because even when white became a status, Caucasians were not called white. Because Caucasians did not come here into the Americas on their own free will. They came here as slaves and servants. But you see, nobody's talking about that. So that's why I say this could be very damaging more than helping. Why is it that so many Africans and so many so-called white people are so amped to help us with our history? But yet still, nobody's talking about white history. Where is white history at? How come he's not talking about his history? You see, that's why I tell people, man, I don't get caught up with all this emotional BS. And a lot of you may think I'm crazy, man, but it's all right. Let me be the crazy one. But you see, I know the games that's being played. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this gentleman is playing a game. He may want to be, yes, maybe he wants to help. But young man, you are not helping my people. You are hurting my people more. Okay? So he's saying that many so-called white people have slave documents in their attic. Okay, so that's number one, gentlemen. You're not white. And second of all, because you were enslaved in your land, it doesn't mean that you came from a slave ship from Africa. Okay, but nobody's telling the truth. All right, let us listen some more.
My post yesterday only got about 200,000 views, but the comments are full of white Americans saying they have documents sitting in their homes that are slave records.
All right, let's break that down. He said that the post that he posted with this document got over 200,000 views. Can you imagine that? Over 200,000 views, but a lot of them came from so-called white Americans saying that they have those documents in their parents' attic. Well, let's set the record straight. Young man, you are not an American. And no so-called white person is an American. They are United States citizens. You see, America is a continent, and the United States is a corporation that was built or created in the Americas. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it's a country or a nation, which it is not. Okay? You are a citizen of the United States. You are not an American. An American are people who were found here before 1492, which is my ancestors, and not even the so-called natives y'all call Native Americans. They're not the real Americans. So you are not an American. You are a United States citizen. Okay? So let's get the record straight. You see, again, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. And y'all always on Facebook and YouTube playing games. And when you go through what you go through, you want people to feel sorry for you. You want people to sympathize. You want empathy. But it's your fault that you are dealing with what you're dealing with, because you make a conscious decision to keep calling yourself black. You make a conscious decision to believe the lies that were told. When people such as myself, we are here giving you so much information to prove to you that we did not come from Africa, to prove to you that we are the aborigines of this land. But a lot of you rather deal with the distractions, because you know why? It's more entertaining. It makes you feel good. Telling you the truth makes you uncomfortable because you have been pacified. You have become weak. Let's listen some more.
But what's even more concerning is how violently opposed most of these people are to getting rid of any of these documents. Like, they don't even understand why I would even suggest they get rid of them. But the comments on my post yesterday are also full of comments explaining why people of color want and need these documents. So,
well, first of all, why do you think they call us people of color? Let me ask you a question. Why don't they call real Africans people of color? Why don't they call the original Britons, which were so-called black, why they don't call them people of color? They call us people of color because we were the only one whose so-called title was attached to copper colored. So we were called the copper colored races found in America. And they took off the word copper and they only left colored. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I tell you, when people such as these, they put themselves in a position, okay, thinking that they're helping my people. You are not helping my people, young man. You are hurting my people, because my people did not come from Africa on slave ships. Okay? And no, so-called white people were not the slave masters that came here in 1492. So-called white people did not come slave masters until the 1800s. You feel me? Before that, the slave masters were still black, so-called black people that came here from across the seas. The black nobles. And yes, young man, your people, they were the slaves of these so-called black kings. But how come you're not telling your story, young man? So let me tell you something. You have so much about mine. You know so much about mine to the point you have records. But where is your records at? Where is white history at? Where's the record saying that, yes, you were the servants and slaves of the black kings and queens in Europe? Where are your records at? You feel me? And that's facts. And I was about to say that because these documents are not proving that we are African, or it's saying that we were enslaved. That's why I say this is dangerous. It is dangerous. And it's always people that look like me that want to come and attack me to think I don't know what I'm talking about. But let me tell y'all something. Don't think that this pale man don't know the truth. Don't think that this pale man don't know the truth. He may come out to as if he want to help, but he's hurting more than he's helping. Okay? Because I guarantee you, he will not do a video and tell the truth about white history, so-called white history. But why you want to help us, young man? We don't need that kind of help. You feel me? Let's listen some more.
As this comment. Seriously, go back to my post from yesterday, and the comments are full of people of color saying stuff like this. White people have plenty of documentation on how our family got here, but the documents to help people of color find their family are sitting in your attic. All right, so I'm going to show y'all something, but I need you to remember two things. One, I donated it to the Tennessee State Museum in 2019. And two, this has only been in my family since the 1980s. We are not the original owners of this. In the 1980s, my great-grandfather worked at a bookbinding company in Nashville, Tennessee. While working, he found a Wilson County record book from the 1830s. Because the record book was so old, he wanted to take the record book home, but his boss refused to let him. So instead, he cut a single page out of the book and framed it to preserve it. And this is the document. This is the bill of sale for an 8-year-old girl in Wilson County from 1837.
All right. This is from 1837. Okay. From 1837, it is saying the sale of a Negro girl. Okay. That is not a document saying the point of origin of this young girl, or is stating that she was a slave and she was for sale. So let me ask you a question. How is that helping my people, okay, to find their origin? Now, I want anybody to answer that question for me. But you see, people who don't think for themselves would use that as confirmation. Oh, we came here on slave ships. That's why I tell you, man, my people will continue to perish. And they will look at people like me as being crazy. Okay, they will look at people like me. Oh, you're not proud to be African. They will look at people like me. Oh, you look African. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say, man, in this United States, a lot more of you are going to suffer and perish and die. I mean, it's unfortunate. And that's just the reality of things, because you refuse to wake up. You refuse to learn. You feel me? You feel me? So let me ask you a question. That was in the 1830s. A so-called white person owned this. Like I said, so-called white people became slave masters in the 1800s. Why? Because the slaves revolted, okay? And the indentured servants and the slaves became the slave masters at one point. Why? Okay? Even our ancestors, who are the original American Aborigines, they played a role in slavery as well. And I ask for forgiveness on behalf of my ancestors. Okay? They played a role and they helped, they worked, because guess what? It was a business. It was a business. Slavery had nothing to do with the color of skin. It was a business. They didn't care where you was from. They didn't care what you look like. It was a business. But you see, Caucasian people will never tell you that they were slaves. When you finally start telling them the truth, they say, oh no, we were not slaves, we were indentured servants. But no, anytime they call you black, that means slave. You feel me? Even up to this present day, black still means slaves, but my people will not get it. You will not get it. Let's listen some more.
And this still has the buyer's name on it, so somebody may be able to track down the family today. But here's what it says. December 3rd, 1836, $550 as full pay for a Negro girl aged about 8. And she is now the property of a Miss Mary Faulkner Deet. The Circuit Court of the County of Wilson warrant the Negro to be sound, healthy, and sensible, enslaved for life. It mentions $550 as sale in 1836, which in today's money is equivalent to about $15,000. And for $15,000, a child was owned for life. However, in this girl's specific case, she would have been 36 when the Civil War ended if she was still alive. All right, so yesterday I posted, which was effectively the receipt of an 8-year-old girl that was bought in the 1830s. Then I got about a dozen comments from people saying, oh, my family has documents like this too. 1, that is horrifying. 2, you need to immediately donate that to a museum. And 3, before you donate it, make a TikTok showing what it is and explain what it says. So somebody suggested that a lot of white Americans that have slave record documents that have been passed down through their family may be hesitant to release these documents to the public based on fears of how the public will view them in the modern day. So if anybody has documents like this and you want to release them anonymously, I want you to email them to me. You don't have to give me your name or anything. Just scan the document and send me the file. I'll put my email address in the comments. And then I'll make sure these documents become publicly available.
Okay, so that I'm gonna send him an email.
So I can buy this video yesterday.
All right, and that this is the young lady. That's her page. Ivie, I think that's her name. And to you, Ivie, I hope you see this video. Okay, I'm not here to hate you. I feel within your true hearts of hearts, you think that you are doing the right thing, that you're helping people. But Ivie, my dear sister, I mean, yes, you sung. I think you are a real African. Okay, but you're hurting my people. My people are not Africans, Ivie. Okay. We are the Aborigines of America. And you think, and because how I know that you're directing this to us, because you said that African Americans, first of all, Africa is a continent. And even before that landmass was called Africa, it was all Libya. Okay, so they're actually Libyans and not Africans. Okay, that word Africa came from Africanos due to colonization. So if we want to be more correct, they are more Libyans than Africans. Okay, and just so you know, the people that are in the African continent right now, the majority of them did not originate there. They migrated into that part of the world from Europe, America, and different parts. Just so y'all know. So my people are so lost. It's not even funny to me. That's why I get the way I get. Sometimes I get frustrated. I get furious. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of emotions, and I try to keep my emotions out of it. But it is just so, again, it is just so heartbreaking that my people are lost like the way they are. So my sister Ivie, you're not helping my people, sister. You're not helping and I hope you see this. And once again, this is not an attack. It's not an attack on you. I just want you to know that you are doing an injustice to the people that you call African American. Okay? America is our homeland. That's our motherland. We have always been here. Okay? And human life did not originate in Africa, just so you know, Miss Ivie, just in case you didn't know. I'm letting you know that, okay? But let's listen to what she has to say.
And I want to say, if you're white and your family have such records, please, please, and please, I'm going to link all his information down below so you can send them to him. If you do not want to make it public yourself, you can scan them like he says and just mail them to him so he can make them public. Making these records and documents public is very important, very sacrosanct to the African American people. If these documents are made public like they should be, then African Americans will be able to find trace to who they are and where they are from. Identity is very important.
Yes, I agree. Identity is very important. It's crucial. Apparently, you have your own identity because you know exactly where you're from in Africa. That is because you are African. Okay? But you are addressing a demographic of people you know nothing about, my sister. We are not Africans. We did not come here on slave ships. So therefore, we are not African Americans. You feel me? So you may think you're trying to help us, but you're hurting us instead of helping us because you haven't done your due diligence and do enough research about the people you're trying to help. So you are doing the same thing that this pale man is doing. You think you are helping. You call him white, but he's not white. Explain to me what part of his skin is white. You feel me? So I hope you do see this video. And again, this is not an attack. I would love to come on your channel and you could interview me. We could have a dialogue. I'm cool with that. All right. Because the record has to be set straight. All right. It has to be set straight.
We all should be able to know who we are as a people. It's not fair that documents and records that will be able to help them find who they are as a people and as individuals is just sitting in your house. Please, if you have these documents, make them public. If you can't make them public on your own, please find it in your heart to do so.
All right. Miss Ivie, do me a favor as well, right? When you get a chance, start talking about white history. Ask yourself a question. Why there's no such thing as a White History Month? Why there's no such thing as white history? Why is that? But basically, I can stop the video right here. Okay? Now, let me just go over a few things one more time, and I'm going to end this video. Okay? I don't know what it's going to take for so-called African Americans, so-called black people in the Americas to get it. I don't know what else it's going to take. I don't know if we have to wait until our necks, all our necks are on the guillotine, okay, to finally realize that something is not right. Okay? Something isn't right. Now, let me share this one more document with you, okay? Explain to you what a free white person is, and therefore, you know, which I've shown you before, but let me, for the sake of this video, let us share this information one more time, okay? Just so you know that this gentleman, okay, we're talking about the 1800s. This gentleman wasn't, in the 1800s, he wasn't considered a white person, okay? Just so you all know, okay? In the 1800s, he wasn't considered a white person. So how could Ivie and this man talk about white Americans? Well, let us look what a free white person is, okay? A free white person. And that's document that you yourself could go look up, because I'm not making it up. You see, I give facts over feelings. Let me drink a little bit of water because my voice is cracking right now. That's sometimes I just get, I'm telling y'all, man, it gets me upset, man. You know what I mean? And not upset at these people. It gets me upset at my people. You feel me? Now, I've actually shown this to y'all before, but we are going to look at this here again for the purpose of this video, right? Free white persons. Who are free white persons? Free white persons referred in the Naturalization Act as amended by Act July 14th, 1870. But this document that he showed about the slave Negro girl was in the 1830s, and he said that his white parents, okay, his white parents owned that. So let me see if they were so-called white in the 1800s. And we're talking about in the 1830s, but the Naturalization Act was in 1870. Okay, where these people were not white. Like I said, people perish for the lack of knowledge. So let's read again. Free white person referred to in the Naturalization Act as amended Act July 14th, 1870 has meaning naturally given to it when first used in the first statute 103 C period 3 comma, meaning all persons belonging to the European races then commonly counted as white, and their descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have immigrated. Okay? That includes all European Jews are considered free white persons. Okay? All European Jews are considered free white persons. More or less intermixed with people of the Celtic, Scandinavian, Teutonic, the Iberian, Latin, Greek, and Slavic descent. They are considered free white persons. Okay? Now, those people could also be considered enslaved white persons. Okay? Because if within their demographics, they have free white persons, okay, then the lesser class would be considered enslaved white people. Okay? Because for there to only be a free white person, there have to be so-called enslaved white people. You see, when you read, you have to read with understanding. Because for you to know if something is free, you have to know what the enslaved is. So the opposite of a free white person is an enslaved white person. Okay? Now, let us read with understanding once again, because reading is fun for the mental. It includes Magyar Lapps and Finns, and the Basque, and the Albanians. It includes the mixed Latin, Celtic Iberian, and the Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal. Okay? So therefore, the Moors that came here from Spain and Portugal, even before the 1400s, they were considered what? White people. But guess what? A lot of these people were so-called black. Okay? Negroes. What do you think Moor means? Moor means black, or it could mean Mooring. But In essence, when it comes to a description of a people, it means black. Okay? So even Moors are considered white. Now let us continue to read. The mixed Greek, Latin, Phoenician, and North American inhabitants of Sicily, which are Moors, and the mixed Slav and the Tatar inhabitants of South Russia. Guess what it says? It does not mean Caucasian race. So Caucasian people were not considered white. Because why? They were not free. You see, I mean, like, what more can I do to help my people? What more do you want from me? Huh? What more do you want from me? I'm giving you all the information. That's why I tell people I have to be in a world by myself, man. I got to be in a world by myself because this is just, it's sometimes it gets overwhelming. And that's why I have to take these breaks from doing these videos because, it is very taxing on a person's being, man. Okay? In the Naturalization Act, July 14th, 1870, Caucasians, that being a free white, excluded Caucasians. Why? Because they were still servants. I'm talking about in the 1870s. Because they were still fighting for their freedom, family. Okay? Ex parte, Shahid, Base, United States, blase, blase, blah. And it says, let me see. There was a little further wait also. Give me 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. The Caucasian race, Aryan race, Indo-European races, Northern mixed Indo-European, Dravidian, Semitic, and Mongolian peoples who inhabit Persia. The people that call themselves Native Americans right now, they are Persians. Okay? That's why they talk about, oh, the white man came here. Because why? During the Naturalization Act, they were not considered free white people. They were servants as well. But you see, all people got tricked. You feel me? No, my sister Joan, white is a status. It is not the complexion of people's skin. Why is that confusing you? White is a status. It is not the color of someone's skin. Okay? Man. I don't know what else to tell y'all, man. I really don't know what else to tell y'all. I swear, I just want to buy an island and go live by myself with a handful of people that get it, man. Seriously. Because to me, it's the only way out. And hopefully, the systems there be would let me live in peace with my brothers and sisters that's just on this little island. We grow our own food, you know, and we just live life until the Great Spirit is ready for us to live this flesh. Because this is just overwhelming. It's just overwhelming. Like, how could a set of people, an entire so-called race of people, just be so dumbfounded because of the educational system and don't see something is wrong? And it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what others, such as myself, do. People still buy into the narrative. They just want to be black. They still want to call these people white. These people aren't white. You feel me? They are not white. Why are you calling them white? You are not black. Why are you calling yourselves blacks? Huh? They are statuses. If I were to give myself a status, my status would be white as well. I would say white because I'm not black. I'm not white either, but I'm just saying white has a higher status than being black because black means slave. Even up to this present day, it means you're dead in law. So it's just a status like first class, okay? When you're traveling and you go on the plane, okay? And you go on a plane and you have a first class seat, that would be considered white. When you go in coach, the further back you go into by the bathroom, that would be being black in status. My people, why? How is it so hard to see this? Family, I swear, man, I wish we could just buy an island and just be on the island by ourselves, man, and leave these people, let them perish. I mean, I'm not going to apologize for saying this. Okay? I'm not going to, because a lot of people have to perish for this reality to manifest. You dig? Even in the allegorical Bible, it says, okay, only 144,000. There's literally over 7 billion people on earth, but only 144,000 will make it to create the new heaven on earth. And of course, it's allegorically speaking. But I'm just saying, it just shows you that a lot of people have to perish. So, in conclusion, the purpose of this video was a response to Miss Ivie's video. Okay? This is hurting our people. You feel me? This is hurting our people. You are African, stick to African business. Okay? But we're not Africans. And if you're going to try to help us, don't put us in the category of people who came here on slave ships, because we didn't come here on slave ships. You feel me? And that's how they got our people, with the emotions. They got them tied emotionally to the story and the narrative of being slaves from Africa. Okay? And thinking that the so-called pale man is the one that came here in 1492. You feel me? I mean, I hear you, Sister Malka. You know what I mean? But I'm not in the hospital, so I'm not a patient. You feel me? And I know what you mean, but I'm just saying I'm not a patient. So I'm not going to be patient. You feel me? But I do have compassion. Because if I didn't have compassion, I wouldn't be doing these videos. But at the same time, it's okay to express your frustration. You feel me? Because even in the so-called allegorical Bible, the God in the Bible sometimes gets angry. The God in the Bible gets jealous. Okay? So we all have emotions, and it's okay to express our emotions. You feel me? And that is me expressing mine. So I'm not going to hold that back. It doesn't mean that I don't have compassion. It doesn't mean that I don't have love. It doesn't mean that I don't have empathy. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing all these videos, studying and doing all this meditation to help my people and do it for free. I wouldn't be doing that. But at the same time, I have to release this because it could become toxic to me. You feel me? Because what's going to happen if I keep holding on to it and I don't let it go, I don't release it, I'm going to distance myself from my people. I'm going to isolate myself from my people. You feel me? So this is me releasing my frustration. It doesn't mean that I don't have compassion. But those of us who know, I think we need to do more for a better job. You feel me? We have to do more of a better job in reaching and teaching. I think those of us who know, we spend too much time dealing with the entertainment. Okay? We don't spend enough time correcting people. Like when you see these videos out there, go ahead and put your comment. No, this is not who we are. Okay? We did not come here as slaves. You see, we have to start correcting people. Too many times we let it slide. I don't do that. Yes, I get ridiculed. I get laughed at. I've been called a sellout. It's okay. I'm cool with it. But I'm always going to stand on the truth. Where is white history? And I'm saying so-called white history. Where's the history? Why it's not talked about? That's what I want to know. And it's not every so-called black person were enslaved. What happened to the free Negroes? How come nobody's talking about that? How can you be in a country where slavery is at its highest booming and you got a bunch of Negroes walking around? That's always been free. How do you explain that? Where did they come from? Another question. Show me the slave ships. Show me the manifest. Because I promise you, I could show you the manifest of all the so-called white people that came here. How come they ain't got it for so-called black people? Why is that? Hmm? Why is that the only record they could show you is us being slaves? What happened before that? Because it is all rigged. Okay, it is all rigged. It is, let me tell y'all something. The people that are in control, they control the narrative. The people who control the money, they control the narrative. The people who control the courts, they control the narrative. The people who control the police, they control the narrative. The people who control the political system, they control the narrative. So what are we trying to control? Instead of always being controlled. And every time we step up and say who we truly are, the system come hard against us. Why? Because they know they have to continue to keep their feet on our necks. No, you are black. No, you from Africa. And you got these natives putting a stamp on it by sitting in our place and thinking, calling out to the Great Spirit. Now, the Great Spirit is not going to honor y'all. The Great Spirit is going to make sure y'all continue to perish. Okay? From disease and liquor and alcohol. Because why? You have stolen our birthright. And a lot of your elders know the truth, but they will not speak it. So I have no compassion and sympathy for these people. Y'all could say what y'all want. Yes, they will face the judgment. You feel me? Come on, man. Our people are natural warriors. Look at our people right now. We are not a passive people. And they know this. That's why they have to keep us fighting against each other. What I mean, come on. The biggest victory in the world is to take warriors and turn them against each other so that they could kill each other out because they cannot beat the warriors. You feel me? You feel me? Let me tell y'all something, okay? My ancestors, your ancestors, our ancestors has never lost a physical war against the United States. Never. They beat us on paper with the legal society, with all the legal jargon. That's how they defeated us. With broken treaties that were not honored. That's how they won. They beat us on paper. Okay? And what these pale people learn, these pale people didn't always know this. No, they learned that because they went through it. Okay? They learned to become masters because they were slaves. You see, y'all got to get this, man. Y'all got to get it. And when I'm speaking the truth, they'll always try to mess with, with my live. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm about to conclude this live, man. I just wanted to, respond to this video because videos such as these, okay, it's hurting our people, I have close to 30,000 subscribers on my YouTube, okay? And none of my videos, they don't reach 4,000 or 5,000 views. Why is that? Huh? I guarantee you, if I was on here talking a bunch of BS about my people, about degrading our women, talking about the N-word and all, I guarantee you my videos would have been up in the thousands. Why is that? Why is that? No matter what I do, no matter what I bring, my videos are still under 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views. See, there's a reason for all this. And it's all right. I'm not here to save anyone. I'm just here to put out the information. And y'all do what y'all want with it. But I'm giving y'all the facts. You feel me? I'm giving y'all the truth. And you do what you want with it, man. I am just so sick and tired of my people always being at the bottom of the barrel. And they don't know why. And then even if you tell them why, they still won't get it. They still want to be black. They still want to be African American. They're still calling these people white. Why are you calling them white? You see, you're giving them the power over you. They're not white. So why are you calling them white? They're not Americans. So why are you calling them Americans? You see, I correct these people whenever they start talking to me and they say, well, I'm American. I know you're not American. You're a United States citizen. All right? But this is what I'm going to do. When all this, this whole pandemic thing is over, I'm going to go to the islands, whether it's Dominica, Jamaica, we're going to get some land. And for those of you who are able to travel, whether we have to talk to the government or whatever in those countries, whatever the case may be, we're going to get some land and we're going to build. You know what I mean? And those who want to leave this crazy stuff, this Babylon alone, then we could come to the land and we could still live life, okay, with technology. But we'll grow our own food and we'll just do us. And that's my plan. That's my goal, man. All right? That's my goal. Because I'm just so sick and tired of this. It's not even funny. It's like there have to be some type of intervention from our ancestors. All right? Because, what people are down on their knees praying to an entity that's not coming to save them. Because that entity is not their savior. Okay? So I'm going to have to keep on being on the grind, doing what I got to do. Like I said, I have a few things that's about to materialize. And that's the move I'm going to make. Because I'm not going to stay in Babylon. And Babylon is a system, okay? But I'm not going to stay in this in this plantation, because that's all the United States is a huge plantation. I'm not going to stay in this corporate plantation, all right, and perish. I'm not going to do that. You feel me? And that's why I'm teaching and giving people the source. That's why I'm giving them the information. And we have to unite and come together to build and let our voices be heard. But I can't do it alone. Because situations like what happened to our brother and sister in Florida, that shouldn't be happening. Why is that every time we say we American Indian, we have to be persecuted? There's a reason for that. Okay, there's a reason for that. Because they don't want us to step into our true identity. So I appreciate, love each and every one of you on here. You feel me? And again, I don't care. And to me, this is not about views. It is not about likes. Okay, it's about reaching the people. But you know what I know? Whenever the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You feel me? So I'm not even worried about it. I know that the Great Spirit will put my words and my lessons and my teachings in the ears and the hearts of the right people. I know. So I'm not even worried about it. You feel me? I'm not even worried about it, because it's only going to take a few of us within our heart that know the truth and going to step up in righteousness that's going to change all of this. You feel me? I promise you that. Okay? Because sometimes all it takes is one good seed for a rose to grow. Okay? In the midst of a concrete jungle. You feel me? So it's all good. I'm not even worried about it. So sometimes when I come on here and I get hype or I get sound like I'm frustrated. Yes, I am. But I'm a man. All right. And I have emotions. And I have to be me. I have to let it out. It doesn't mean I don't care. I do care. And that's why I do what I do. But at the same time, I still have to express my frustration, because I'm not gonna hold on to it, because that could be toxic. All right. So all what I'm doing here is therapeutic. If I cannot come to my people and express who I am, express what I'm feeling, then I'm not going to come on here and do it. I'm not going to come on here and do it. I might as well just go ahead and just say something outrageous and have YouTube take the channel. You feel me? But I have to express the way I feel. I have to do that. So I love you, my people, and let us not give up. Okay, let us continue to push forward. I implore each and every one of you to play your part and teach our people. You feel what I'm saying? You said, what do we call white people? Go ahead and ask them. What is their point of origin? You see, because they are not white. So and if they call us colored, then the opposite of colored is colorless. So would it be disrespectful to call them colorless? But they call us colored? You see what I'm saying? Again, a lot of people don't want to question these so-called white people, but I question them all the time. You feel me? I question them all the time. If you call me colored, what does that make you? You see, you have to, this is what you have to do. You have to put the burden of proof, like in law, put the burden of proof on your accuser. Ask them, do you think I'm a colored person? They say yes. So if that make me a colored person, what does that make you? If they say white, say no. Take a white piece of paper and say, what color is this? They're going to say white. Now, what's your color? That's how you do it. Let them tell you. Put them in that uncomfortable position. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. Okay? So now it's coming from their mouth, not from mine. Okay? So you say I'm colored. Okay, yeah, all right, fine. I'm colored. What color do you think I am? If they say black, I correct them. No, I'm not black. Again, let us look at a piece of paper or a piece of or a material that's black. What color is that? Black. Okay, now, what color am I? Okay, brown. Good. So it's established I'm not black. All right. Secondly, if I'm colored, what does that make you? Does that make you colorless? That might make them feel uncomfortable. They might say I'm white. Oh, well, okay. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's pull out a white piece of paper. What color is this piece of paper? That's white. So now what color are you? Then all of a sudden, they're going to get flustered and red and pinkish because they don't want to speak the truth. That's how you get the truth out of them. And then you ask them their nationality. They're going to say American. You say, no, America is a continent. What's your point of origin? Where are you from? Where are your parents from? That's how you get the truth out of these people. Okay? Put the burden of proof on them. Okay? Don't give them the answers. You never help people to do their job. You feel me? That's not your job. Get them to speak their truth. And that's what people are not doing. You see, you are giving these so-called white people all the power. And you don't realize that. And this is not about hating people. No, it's about standing on the truth. You feel me? What's your point of origin? Because obviously you're not American. Because you were born here, all it means is that you're a native, just like these Native Americans. They're not Americans. They are native United States citizens. You feel me? And this is not discrimination because I have the proof. I have the proof that these native people are imposters. Okay, this is my birthright. This belongs to me and my people. And the truth will be, it will come out eventually on a larger scale. I promise you that. Okay? Just wait and see. Just wait and see. So with that being said, y'all have a great continuation. I'm about to chill, relax myself, and enjoy the rest of my evening. But in conclusion, I just want to say this. Only the truth will set people free. A lot of people are afraid of the truth. Okay? A lot of these so-called white people, they are afraid of the truth because they don't want people to know exactly what their story is. Okay? Because his story is not his story. Okay? Why is his story exclude himself? You see, people don't think. All right? Think about it. History. His story. He's nowhere in his story. That's how y'all got tricked and bamboozled. He gave it to you, but he's nowhere in the story. Where is the so-called white man's story in his story? But he's telling you your story. No, the truth is already out because I'm putting it out. I'm not the only one. I'm putting it out. But I know that I will have a platform one day where it will be heard worldwide. It will. Because the world know who we are. And that's why a lot of them laugh at us. Even Ivie, the sister's video that I just showed. Well, I don't know, why TikTok is not allowing this and not allowing that, and they're Chinese. Because guess what? The Chinese know that we are the original people. They know that. So that's why they laugh at us. They know the truth. So they laugh at us. They make fun of us. Okay? I walked into an Arab corner store. Okay? I'm in Brooklyn. I walk in an Arab corner store to buy some fruit juice. And then they're selling marijuana in the corner store in Brooklyn. And the Arabs are selling it. Even the Arabs who are considered terrorists, they have more rights than so-called black people who are the original people of the land here. Everybody have more rights than us. The same marijuana they put my people in jail for. If you have a roach, you got 15 years. If you had a roach, you got 20 years. If you had a roach, your bill was $10,000. Now they have Arabs selling it in stores to my people. Synthetic marijuana that got them going crazy. Oh, now, well, you know what? Massa made it legal. Huh? You feel me? That is a natural herb, a natural plant. But the only way they had to criminalize it is to give it a name. So they gave it a name, marijuana, and y'all going to jail for marijuana and not the plant. But anyway, I will leave that alone. I will leave that alone. Okay? So, and once again, my ancestors are not descendants of Adam and Eve. So when a lot of people come with this whole Bible thing, and I reference the Bible from a whole different perspective, okay? My ancestors predate Adam and Eve. So all this, this Jacob and Esau and Shem and Ham and all that, that is not my reality. I spoke on that from showing people a different perspective to show them how deep and how ancient our people are. And if we were to go to look at this from a biblical perspective, I show our people on two different perspectives, what line we may have been, but our people predate Adam and Eve. So that ain't got nothing to do with us. Nothing whatsoever. But that may go over some people's head, and it might be just too much for some people to fathom. I get it, because you think the Bible is the ultimate book of truth. I get it, but I know exactly what the Bible is. Okay? And it's not my book of gospels. Okay? I get it. I know why it was written. I know what it's for. I know how to break it down historically. I know how to break it down metaphysically. I know how to break it down spiritually. You see, I'm a free man. That's what you have to realize. Because I'm not the flesh. I'm free. And it's only when you're free, you're able to see what I see and know what I know. You dig? Okay, so, like I said, man, one of these days, it will all come to light. It will all come to light. And the truth will come out. Who the original people are. The truth will come out. Who they found here when they came into the Americas, even before 1492. Who they saw. And the truth will also be told that the people who came here in 1492, they were so-called black people. The truth will also be told that the first slavery in the Americas was the enslavement of my ancestors, the original American Indians. It was never these natives. We were taken to Europe, we were taken to Africa and certain parts of Asia as even slaves or as trophies. Okay? And even trophies. You dig? All right? And the truth will also come out one day. All right, that they did not bring English into the Americas. We had already spoken that. but it wasn't this complex form of English that we spoke. But I promise you, the majority of words right now in English, they are indigenous to the Americas. One day, a lot of you may think Chief is crazy, but one day the truth will come out. I know I'm ahead of my time. I know. And the truth will come out one day that after the so-called American Indian Holocaust, the first slavery in the Americas, okay, they started enslaving so-called white people, okay? And then after that, they started enslaving so-called the Britons, the lower class Britons, and the lower class Scottish people. They were so-called black. And then the Irish, who are also the Israelites. The Irish and the Scottish, they're the same people. But they're the original Israelites. That's why King James named himself, King James was the first Jacobin. He was a Jacobin. So he called himself Jacob, a Jacobite. And he changed his name to Israel and said he's the king of Israel. And he brought his people and said, listen, the Americas is the promised land. Okay? The original Jerusalem, all this is in the Americas. The original Egypt, all this is in the Americas. But one day the truth will come out. Okay? The Mayans, the Toltecs and the Aztecs, all these people are our people. We are not them, but they are our people. What I mean by that is we have their blood in them. Okay? Because we had different groups of people. One people, but different families. That's all it is. And the further back you will go, you'll realize that these people had a deep brown complexion. Cocoa, mocha, you know, from even the red bone. But the majority of us were of a brown mocha color, copper color, a rudish color. So that's why all my videos that I do, I take them and put them on a drive, just in case they put this channel down. Okay? I will still have all my work preserved because that's my intellectual property. And it may not be now, but I promise you, your children will know about me. I promise you that. Because I've been doing this for over, I've been teaching for like about 20 years now, but really talking about indigenous for over 10 years. So I've been doing this for a very long time. Even before there was a Dane Calloway, even before there was a young Pharaoh, even before there was a Bro Sanchez, even before there was a Camaro. Okay, I was doing this. And I respect everything that they're doing. But I was doing that way before all of them. And when I started, people thought I was crazy. But I knew I wasn't crazy. Why? Because I grew up in the culture. I grew up knowing what I was and who I was. So nobody had brainwashed me. So my ancestors brought me into the mainland to wake up my brothers and sisters. And that's what I'm here doing, serving my purpose. You feel me? So I respect everybody that's doing theirs. You feel me? And I'm thankful to Dane Calloway. I'm thankful, to Camaro, who and all the others. Anybody that's out here speaking our truth, man, I salute them. And for all those of you, that you have a channel or you have your platform and it's not so popular, I still thank you for playing your part, because even if you just reach one individual, you are doing your part and you are playing your part. So I'm very thankful for that. Thank you. And that's what we have to continue doing. Talking to our people, talking to our children. Come on. Do the color test. Get a black piece of material and ask them what color is this. Then ask them what color is their skin. And they will tell you that they are not black. We have to get away from this curse and give these people back their blackness. Give it back to them. Pale people are the real black people. Because that's what black means, pale. Okay, it was trading places. So this gentleman and this young lady, they're not helping us. They are hurting us. So I hope Ivie sees this video. And once again, Ivie, this is not an attack on you. So don't take it that way. I'm just letting you know that you're hurting my people more than you're helping them. And if you would like me to come on your channel and educate you, I would love to do that. But I'm going to send an email to this pale young gentleman. I'm going to send him an email and let him know that, I would like to set the record straight. Okay? And see if I could go on his platform or he could come on mine. Either way. But I'm going to address that because that's what I do. You feel me? That's what I do. So y'all enjoy the rest of your continuation. Be good to each other, and may the Great Spirit continue to keep you, guide you, and protect you, and provide your every need and want, because it's already provided for. You just have to reach out and get it. Know that you are great. Know that you are more than what they tell you you are. Know that you are superb. Know that you are beautiful. Know that, okay, you are powerful. Know that you are loved. Know that you are physically wealthy. Know that you are protected, and know that any weapons formed against you will not prosper. Know that you are financially favored. Okay, know that you came from wisdom. Know that you came from intelligence, so therefore you are intelligent. All right, know that you have the fountain of youth and strength, and know that our ancestors walk with you in righteousness. You feel me? And know that you are compassionate, and know this, that the universe will and shall provide your every need. Okay? Know this. I love you. We will talk soon.